We're going to go over a very difficult subject, it appears to be, but it's actually not. And that has to do with art, that subject which has hitherto been in the hands of experts. What is art and what can be said about that and so on? It's actually quite foolish because art is a word which simply denotes that what you have in front of you is of a certain quality. It has to do with quality of communication. It has to do with that this work conveys the message. It gets something across to you which is not a commercial message. It does something to you which stirs something in you. Art is not necessarily something which is finished. It makes you think. It makes you... it actually inspires you a little bit. The artist starts by being inspired. He can't create anything unless he's hit by what he looks at or feels or whatever. And then he exhales on the canvas or on the keyboard by writing something or whatever. But he gets something out because he was inspired. And then you look at this, or if you if you read a good story, then you see these wonderful pictures and so on. And those pictures is actually your creation. It's something you create. And they are created by the inspiration which is within the words. But you actually are creative yourself when you have the experience of art. Now, to create art, to be an artist, requires a certain skill, but not necessarily a skill you need to learn in a university or school. Actually, most artists are made to be no artists in schools because they are taught that things need to be in a certain way to be acceptable, and nothing is further from the truth. An artist has to develop his own language. Sometimes that requires a certain technique to perform that artistic goal he has. In the artistic process, you have to work out what it is you want to, let's say you want to do a painting. What is your message? How does this need to look? And if you've got a certain, this is what I want. Now I got it up here. Now I need to get it out there. Then you put that in progress. You put something on the canvas and it doesn't quite look like what you intended. So you work until it does. And in that process you take out things on the canvas by scraping them out, deleting them, over plastering them with paint or whatever. Things which does not contribute to your message or your content, and you put lines or forms or colors or whatever into the painting which contributes to your chosen message. And that process is fulfilled when you say, well, that's it, that's what I want. And that message there needs to be something which will inspire someone else to have an adventure of sorts, you know? And then you have a piece of art. And that's basically it. To be an artist, you need to have a message. To have a message, you need to be inspired. To be inspired, you need to go out and be hit by life. You need to experience something. You need to have something coming this way for something going that way. And when you have something you want to go that way, you need to develop your own personal language. You probably heard that, this is a Picasso. And this is because Picasso developed a certain language. It is quite easy to look at his paintings and see this is a Picasso because he has a certain language in terms of forms and colors and so on. And the same is for Van Gogh, and the same is for musicians, Mozart and all these very great artists. But it's also very true for modern artists. You can hear, this is the sound of Madonna, or this is the side of Michael Jackson, or whatever. They have their sort of signature, and it's easy to spot that this is, and that is their language. And you need to develop your own personal language, and you need to have your signature. And then you need to convey something good with that language. Language is nothing without content. So go out, experience life, and get something across to other people, which will... sorry, we just lost the camera here. Well, I can very aptly put in also that surprise is a very good thing in art, as it sort of draws attention. I mean, when that camera was falling down, I definitely got your attention, and I don't actually know if it's running still, so it's quite interesting all